Spencer? Let's go and have some adventures. Let's go and have some adventures with Thomas. Let's go and have some adventures. Sodor's a fun place to be. Sodor's greatest adventures. Sodor's greatest adventures.
On the island of Sodor, there was lots of big engines and fast and strong engines, but the fastest engine that first came to Sodor, it's Gordon. Gordon is a big blue engine that pulls the express, but it's also known as the Wild North Express. And he loves to pull the express, but doesn't really like pulling trucks at times, but sometimes he has to live with it. Gordon could be boastful at times, but even when there's an engine in his way, he doesn't like this. Especially on the main line. "Oh, bother," said Gordon. "Toby is in my way. Express coming true." "Oh, bother. Diesel and his goods trains." "Oh, the indignity." Gordon likes to overtake engines because that's how it works with the express. Then there was trouble. "Gordon, what are you doing?" said Emily. A quick thing seemed to switch Emily onto another line, but the problem was, it was Diesel's line. Gordon thundered with the express, and Emily and Diesel applied their brakes, almost collision to each other. "That was close," they said. Gordon used to be the fastest engine on the island of Sodor. However, more engines came. There's another engine known as Rebecca, who now lives at Tempest Sheds with Gordon, the one who took Henry's place. He's also an express engine, but she mostly takes goods as well, but at the same time. She doesn't act like Gordon. She's a kind engine. Likes to be happy with that stuff. "Oh, you go first, Philip." "Thanks, Rebecca." And Philip went on his way. Rebecca likes to be jolly to all her other friends, but she has to be on the island for a long time, only for a couple of years. However, there's one other engine that has to be on the island longer than Rebecca, but only when he visits. But he now lives on the island of Sodor, but hasn't stayed long. The other engine who took James's place in the steam team was Spencer. Spencer used to be owned by the Mainland Railway, but after the Jupiters moved into their summer house, which is now called the Boxer's house, the Fat Control purchased Spencer, and Spencer now lives at Tempest Sheds, working on the island. And he loves doing that ever since, and he took James's place. He's still a private engine, but he mostly pulls passengers and trucks on the island. And Jane was the one who thought of the idea of him sleeping at Tempest Sheds. "Thank you, Jane." "You're welcome, Hen. You know," says Spencer, "if you two call nicknames, I think maybe Gordon or Rebecca should call us nickname. Maybe like Spence, you know." James and Henry chuckled at the joke. "Oh, good one, Spencer. That's a funny nickname." "A funny nickname for Gordon and Rebecca to call you, maybe," said Henry. Spencer chuckled alongside his former member friends, and he puffed through his goods train. Oh, see you all round. Bye, Spencer, and Spencer puffed away. But like Rebecca, Spencer has been on the island for quite a long time. He has visited the island in the past, but since he's changed, he hasn't really been on the island for that much long. Gordon thinks he has some wise words to pass on to newer comers. Ah, Spencer and Rebecca, I see you're waiting for something. Us tender engines should not be kept waiting. Oh, I'm sure Percy will be along any minute with my goods train. Yes, says Spencer. I am waiting for Stafford to shrink my train as well. Spence Gordon was surprised. You mean both of them are late? When Thomas is late for my express coaches, then I like to do this. Thomas! Coming around the bend were Thomas and Percy shrinking Gordon and Rebecca's trains. Whoa, said Percy. See, don't go fast around the bend, Thomas, unless you crash the coaches again, or why we will have to replace you. Oh, stuff and nonsense, said Thomas. Here are your coaches, Gordon. Keep your fun on, will ya? I don't mind waiting for my coaches, Gordon, said Rebecca. Besides, don't forget, I don't mind waiting for my trucks as well. Besides, Thomas and Percy do have to work on Thomas's branching, you know. And Percy has the mail train to pull with James. Huh, said Gordon. It's true, said Spencer. Don't forget, Gordon, I have changed, remember? I'm not that Spencer that wants to race all the time he goes the fastest or that show off private engine. Huh, said Gordon. It's just, well, just trying to teach you, says Gordon crossly. See? Oh, whatever, says Spencer. Now, where's my goods train? Where's that Stafford? Spencer, your train's over here, says Stafford, as she shanked the train. Oh, thank you, Stafford, says Spencer, and Spencer went to collect it. Spencer soon backed her down beside a platform tree beside Rebecca. Oh, said Gordon. You two may don't want to wait. Oh, probably don't. Well, you probably do want to wait and patient, but us tender engines should we not be kept like that, said Gordon. Oh, never mind that now, said Rebecca. All the other engines have jobs to do as well. Agreed, said Spencer. Now excuse me, I must be off. Goodbye, guys. Rebecca puffed away. Yes, I must be going too, said Spencer, and puffed away as well. Gordon just rolled his eyes. One of these days I will teach Rebecca and Spencer how to be proper good engines, he said. Later that day, Rebecca and Spencer met up again with their trains as they were heading up Gordon's Hill, as Gordon came alongside them. Remember, you two, said Gordon, when you're going up the hill, go fast and don't slow down, he said as he raced forward, leaving them behind. They don't call Gordon's Hill for nothing, he said. All right, Gordon, said Rebecca, whatever you say. Well, I do remember this hill very well, said Spencer. This is why we ran out of water, and Gordon had to help me all the way to Marang, he said, embarrassed, and he raced down the hill. Rebecca just chuckled. Later that day, Nia was pulling a small goods train when she stopped behind another goods train. Huh? She said. What's going on? In front of her was Rebecca with her goods train. Oh, sorry, Nia, she said. I'm just waiting for James to go. James was pulling a passenger train. He didn't have Orby and Nada with him. He was just pulling some random red branchline coaches. Now, of course, he does have the slip coaches and Orby and Naden at most times, especially Orby and Naden, but sometimes he pulled red branchline coaches. And he was singing a tune to himself. Da 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 da. Just then a whistle was heard. It was Gordon, Express coming through, he said. Gordon raced down the line with the express as everybody shaked, as the engine shaked and everybody was blown by Gordon since he's very fast. Ah, said James. He wasn't happy. Gordon shut us show off, he said. He thinks he's the best engine on the island of Sodor. Well, I used to be like that, but I've changed. If I change, so can Gordon. Besides, I have a branch line, so Gordon can't change. I heard that, James, said Gordon. Oops, said James. Oh dear, said Rebecca. She knew that this was going to cause more trouble. The next day at Knapford, it was Rebecca's turn to pull the express. Spencer was already there. Gordon just puffed in. Rebecca already had her coaches with her. Ah, Rebecca, I see you're all ready to go, I see. Did Thomas shut them early? Yes, before you even arrived. Yes, Spencer, I saw him doing it. I see, said Gordon. Anyways. Now, Rebecca, when you're pulling the express, you must go at high speed, control it, as well as the weight of the coaches. By my pastures, you see bends, you must slow down, but at the same time go as fast as you can. Use up all the water and coal you have in you, including your strength. I know, Gordon. I have pulled the express lots of times on this railway, you know. Yes, I know, said Gordon. But you have to make sure of that. All right, said Rebecca. I get it. I won't let you down, Gordon. That's a good engine, said Gordon. Are you sure about this? Said Spencer. It might be dangerous. It can't be that dangerous. The trio birds are one of the fastest engines on the island, you know. Well, true, said Spencer. So, with that, the guard boost whistled and Rebecca puffed away. See you later, you guys. Goodbye, said his friends. Gordon was picking up a goods train today. He waited. Also was Spencer. Spencer was worried about Rebecca. All day long, Rebecca raced down the line with the express. She was using all the speed she had in her as well as her water and coal, and controlling the high speed of the coaches and putting passengers on board. It was heavy, but she kept going. Her driver was concerned. And Rebecca, you are going fast, but you're doing well. We need more speed, said Rebecca. We need to do what Gordon says. But, said the driver, no buts. Let's go, go, go. Oh dear, said her driver, this is going to cause a problem. Rebecca went at a higher speed. However, there was a noise. It was coming from a safety valve. Oh no, said the driver, I think about the bus. It got louder and louder. The driver tried applying the brakes, going slower, but Rebecca trying to go until it happened. Bang! Rebecca came to a halt. She burst her safety valve. There's nowhere we can go now, said the driver. Oh no, said Rebecca. Now we're stranded. What is something we can do now? Rebecca knew they were right. But just then, they heard an engine coming along. They tried to the wet flag until they saw the engine. The engine was Spencer. Spencer came up beside Rebecca. He was flagged down. What's happened here? said Spencer. I burst my safety valve. And I need help getting this train to Beckerstown. I'll help you, said Rebecca, said Spencer. And that Spencer went to switch tracks. Spencer switched tracks and he buffed up to Rebecca. With that, they set off to Beckerstown. They soon arrived at Beckerstown. Henry was there. Oh my, said Henry. What happened here? Rebecca burst her safety valve, said Spencer, so I had to bring her into the works. Okay then, said Henry. Just leave the coaches here. Very well then, said Spencer. So They uncoupled the coaches and Spencer pulled Rebecca away. Help him. We looked after the coaches. After Sodor Steamworks, Victor and Kevin were there as usual, and Spencer popped into Rebecca. Ah, hello, my friends, said said Victor. What brings you to the Steamworks? Rebecca buzzed a safety valve, said Spencer, and she needs the fixed. Oh, I see, said Victor. What caused this problem? He asked. Well, I was listening to one of Gordon's advice by Pony Express, and he told me to go fast. Oh, I knew he had something to do with it. It's best not to listen to him, Rebecca. You know. I know, said Rebecca. I see, said Victor. Well, I can see you're trying to go fast, but I think you went over too fast. If you go over too fast over your regular speed, then you will burst your safety valve. Not like what Gordon did at the Great Railway Show. How long will it take you to fix her? Asked Spencer. Oh, it seems to be a small problem, so we should have her fixed by tomorrow morning. Oh, good, said Spencer. So thanks. Spencer uncoupled from Rebecca, and with that, Spencer puffed away. See you tomorrow then, Rebecca. Bye, Spencer. Rebecca and Spencer puffed away. Rebecca was worried. Spencer told Henry about the situation. Oh, I see. He's just trying to give you advice, isn't he? Like he did with me and James when we used to be at Tiffin Sheds. I see, said Spencer. Don't worry, I'm sure he will stop this soon. Hopefully, said Spencer. Anyways, I might as well do the return journey back to Napa with the express. See you, Henry. Goodbye, Spencer. And Spencer puffed away. Return journey with the express back to Napa. Meanwhile, Gordon just finished all his work. He was heading off back to Tiffin Sheds when the back control was in his office. Yes, I see. So you said Rebecca will be back tomorrow morning? Back tomorrow morning? Said Gordon. He was puzzled. I see, said the back controller. Well, I'll let the engines know. Goodbye. He walked out of his office. What was that all about, sir? Said Gordon. Oh, Rebecca burst of safety valve Pony Express today. I know what happened. They said she would be back tomorrow morning. Oh, sir, said Gordon. I know I heard Spencer pointing the return journey express, and I know I'll be pointing tomorrow, but can Rebecca pull tomorrow, please? It will be good to give her another chance at it. Very well then, said the back controller. Well, he was surprised that Gordon wants to pull some more trucks, but he agreed to it. With that, Gordon puffed away, and the factory made the arrangements. The next morning, Rebecca came back to work. What? As Gordon puffed beside her on platform 2, like yesterday. Ah, Rebecca, welcome back. Thank you, Gordon, she said. Now, remember what I said. Say yesterday, including today. Much. Make sure the expert runs himself good today. I did offer the fat controller yesterday that usually be the one to take it. Oh, really? Well, thank you. It's my pleasure, said Gordon. Now, make sure the express is due the fixed time on time this time. You have to make sure it is. Yes, Gordon, said Rebecca. She didn't want to listen to Gordon's advice like what happened yesterday. Now, where are the express coaches? I told you, Gordon, I don't mind waiting. Oh, said Gordon, we see about that. Where was that Thomas? And he blew his whistle. Hurry up, little engine, shouted Gordon. All right, said Thomas crossly. Don't go busting your safety valve. Here are your coaches. But no, not for me, for Rebecca, said Gordon. Oh, said Thomas, I thought you wanted to board the express. I was meant to, said Gordon, but I decided to offer to Rebecca again. This is confusing, said Thomas. We didn't have time for this. I went to shrink the coaches. Soon the coaches were shunted. Now, Rebecca, said Gordon, if there's an engine on your line, you always have to overtake it or twitch your whistle to let you know you're coming. But what happens if another engine coming the other way? Well, he can try to get out of the way, said Gordon. Then he can join the other engine. Who no matter what, said Gordon. But we don't mind, said Rebecca. I know you don't, said Gordon, but as you're an express engine, you have to follow these things. I pulled the express for many years. And it's just trying to help you and Spencer, that's all. Rebecca understood, but didn't want to listen to Gordon's advice, but she puffed away. Out later that day on the main line, Rebecca was still pulling the express when she came up to Toby and Henrietta. Oh, you should overtake us, said Henrietta. There's a point up ahead. No, said Rebecca. I'll just wait for you. But you don't have to, said Henrietta. You're the express. Yes, said Toby. So, as an express, you have to overtake us. Very well then, said Rebecca. She was starting to worry. She was starting to act like Gordon. Then Rebecca was behind Diesel with pulling a small goods train. But then there was trouble. Goods train coming true, said Gordon. Gordon was coming on the same line as Diesel and Rebecca were on, pulling a big long goods train. Him again, said Diesel. I'm out here. And Diesel switched tracks. But when Gordon saw Diesel switching tracks, he saw Rebecca. And Rebecca saw Gordon. Gordon, said Rebecca. And Gordon saw Rebecca. It was too late to switch. The both were on the same line. Rebecca, get out of my way, said Gordon. Rebecca needed to think of something quick and fast. Just then she saw some points in front of her. Point, she said. Wait, what? Said Gordon. The signalman switched to points. Gordon and his goods train raced onto the other line. However, there was another point in front of Gordon that was set to a siding with buffers, and Rebecca raced past the last of Gordon's goods train just in time. She braked. Gordon saw the buffers. He applied his brakes on fast, but it was too late. He crashed into the buffers. His goods train went with him also. So as well. Oh, the indignity, said Gordon. Rebecca puffed her back. Gordon, are you okay? She asked. Oh, I'm fine, he said. Just then, Spencer puffed up beside Rebecca. He heard a noise down the main line. What happened here? He asked. Rebecca and Gordon explained the whole situation about the almost collision and Rebecca's idea. I see, said Spencer. Anyway, this is serious. Oh, Rebecca and Spencer, you two are right, said Gordon. I am sorry for my behavior for the last few days. Just like I was just trying to give you two advices. Rebecca, I knew you'd be on the island for a couple of years now. And Spencer, I know you'll be on the island for a couple of months now. I just thought since you two are one of the newest members of the STEAM team, I just, just thought maybe like as an expert like me, I should give you advice. So what you're trying to say is, said Spencer, you were trying to think us you're a father figure to us. Well, I didn't mean it like that, said Gordon. Oh, that's all right, said Rebecca. We all learn from our mistakes. Oh, you seriously need to get out. You seriously need to get out. Oh, you might as well tell the Fat Control and being a silly engine, said Gordon. Oh, what can we do now? Said Rebecca. Cronin's gate is up ahead. Maybe James is there with the Chinese breakdown claims, and I can probably ask him to come and help you, said Rebecca. And I'll take your goods train for you, said Spencer. Gordon smiled. Oh, thank you, he said. Spencer went to switch tracks, and Rebecca raced up to Cronin's gate. Rebecca raced off as Spencer switched tracks. Gordon's fireman driver uncoupled Gordon from the trucks, and luckily, Spencer was able to re-rail them, and with that, he puffed away with the goods train. Rebecca puffed at Cronin's gate. It was the last stop before Vickerstown. She was running a bit late with it though, but she knew Gordon was in trouble. However, James was in the yard. He was just refilling hot water and coke for his next job. The Chinese breakdown coins were also in the goods sheds. Hello, Rebecca, said James. What brings you to Cronin's gate? I'm just dropping off some passengers, but can you head down the main line with Chinese breakdown cranes? James was puzzled. What do you mean? It's Gordon. He crashed into a siding because he almost crashed with me with the express. He's off the rails. He was pulling a goods train, but Spencer offered to take the goods train. I can't help him because I'm really late for Vickerstown. Can you go down and help him? Sure. That's what West Rangers are for, you know, said James. Good. I knew it would all count on you. And Rebecca raced off. See you later, then. See ya. James switched tracks and buffed up onto the Chinese breakdown cranes. With that, he raced off. Down the main line, Gordon was still on his own with his fireman driver when James popped in the Chinese breakdown cranes. Oh, thank goodness, help is finally here, said Gordon. Don't worry, said James. I'll have you out there in no time. They tried lifting Gordon with the Chinese breakdown cranes just in case. James, however, switched tracks and buffed up onto Gordon. With that, with James' strength, he pulled Gordon back onto the tracks. Oh, thank you, James, said Gordon. I'm sorry I shouted at you at Marin. That's all right, said James. I'm sorry I was complaining about you. Oh well, said Gordon. We all learn from our mistakes. I was happy to help you, said James. Let's be thankful that this time they went round the world. Gordon chuckled when he went round the world. Oh yes, said Gordon, I remember that. Anyways, I suppose you might as well bring it to the steamer to be checked over just in case. Sure, said James. And with that, they went off. Later that day, in that evening, Gordon came back from the steamworks. He was all right. He spent some back on the shooting yards, including Henry and James. Gordon spoke up. I am sorry for what happened, he said to Rebecca and Spencer again. I shouldn't done all this stuff. Did the factory even have a word with you? said Spencer. Yes, he visited the steamworks and scolded me, said Gordon. But never mind that now. What's more important, I learned my lesson, and make sure this never happens again. Rebecca, thank you for taking the express like I offered you to. Spencer, thank you for taking my goods train. James, thank you for taking me to the steamworks. Not a problem. Indeed, said Henry. That's what friends are for, you know. No, and don't forget, Spencer and Rebecca are not the only friends you have. We're still your old friends, you know. Gordon smiled. Of course. If I was to do all of this advice stuffs again, I would never do it on you two. So it's two of you are my oldest friends. Henry and James smiled. And I'll never do it on you, Spencer and Rebecca, never again. We're glad you know your lesson, Gordon, said Spencer. You did put Rebecca in danger of busting her safety valve, you know. I know, and I'm sorry for that, Rebecca. It's fine, she said. Gordon smiled. As throughout the whole evening, in the shunting yards, he, Spencer, Rebecca, Henry, and James chatted about the old times when Gordon used to be with Henry and James, as well as the new times he used to be with Rebecca and Spencer. So, Rebecca and Spencer do make fine, great express entries like Gordon, don't they? But I think Gordon's learned his lesson about giving too much advice, hasn't he? I think he will keep up this behavior. Yeah, but I think he's not going to give Spencer and Rebecca any more advices. Do you think so as well?
Let's go on and have some adventures with Thomas and all his friends. Sodor,